Hello, so this is a game where Black lost on time, but it seems the game could have been still very long. At this stage, maybe Black has a slight advantage with all the potential in the middle, but White has secured lots of territories by capturing here and there. So let's check it out. Solid sun start, extremely territorial. Now in this position, Black can think about playing the large Shimari, which is very trendy, approaching the top or the bottom. Both outside the Kakari are available, and of course inside approach here or here. And let's not forget the early Sun invasions. All these options are good moves for Black. So inside Kakari, then White plays very calm the Keima, slide, block and extend. This is the simplest Joseki when you approach a Hoshi. The modern style nowadays is to play the attach at c4, then Hane b3, Atari connect and connect, Black links under, White usually goes down, and Black either plays a Nobi or a one space jump to finish the Joseki. This is the modern approach. The end of this Joseki it's pretty similar with the classic one, where Black takes a base at c9, so nothing wrong with this. Now White plays the loose approach instead of a high or a low pin, Kakari. Most of the times back in the day, White used to play the high approach. Then the basic Joseki is like this, where White can extend high as well. Also White can decide to play the hanging connection and then extend further. And nowadays we see a lot the low approach and then extend tight for a base to space jump. Now when playing the far approach, in this case Black can consider two options. Either r4 to keep the corner safe, then when White extends, Black can play away. Well, on the right side, Black can approach once, and then when White jumps, this is a follow-up locally, and again play away, or play something in the top right corner. Now another option for Black would be to pincer r8 or q9, for example. The most common Joseki when r8 pincer is played, White will attach in the corner in the sun, Black separates, then cross cut. It's very important to play Atari on the second line first, then the one on the fourth line. Now connect, White will turn, Black can turn, White extends like this. This is one basic pattern. Or Black jumps, White pushes to create cutting points, then White has to come back and capture the stone to prevent the ladder, and Black connects also. So again, Black is going for the Moe on the right, and White is taking this area, the corner. Now this is a basic pattern. What happened in the game, quite a surprising move, Black played the attach, but it's really no need, because playing the attach will revert to the Joseki where White started with the high approach. So now Black has to pull back, then White can connect and extend. This would be the basic Joseki but in a different order. And if White wants to punish this attach to make it look a little bit ineffective, then White plays the Hane, Black has to pull back, and then White can go up. Now when Black extends on the bottom, White can extend on the right side, and this exchange looks strange because Black ends up with a neutral point at r5. If we just switch the order of moves here, let's suppose we start with a Kosumi, and then White goes down to s5. For Black to bump, r5 doesn't seem natural. Normally if Black wants to keep the corner, we'll block s4, and then White extends. So we can see that r5 is simply a neutral point, not necessary to play that kind of move. So in the actual game, r5 was a little bit overplayish. So good to remember the Kosumi to keep some distance, then White extends for a base like this or even high, or the pincer. I mean r8. Now when this pincer is played, sometimes, especially Q players, they tend to Atari up first and then go for the Atari on the second line. If this order of play it's happening, then white can sacrifice one stone in the corner and capture the outside. So this way white goes for outside weakness. If black goes out of the corner, white can pincer. If black extends on the right side, white can surround and then develop the bottom side. So either way it's pretty good for white. So white went up, black pulls back. In this case, black should play q5 because the corner is bigger, r4 becomes a territory point, and this way black removes the liberty of those two stones. So next, black can think about Hane in the head of two stones, so white will get ahead. And locally, black can extend with this kind of jump to increase the corner, or, well, if this happens, white extends for a base on the right side. Or black can push one more time and then take away the extension on the right side. Because if white covers the corner, black can still jump out. And anyway, the corner is safe as it is. So instead of pulling back, this way just makes r5 feel wasted. Now the extension on the bottom side, first of all, black doesn't even have to extend here. I mean, it's bigger to play in the top, most open side. And on the bottom, normally the safest extension would be n3 because it's connected to the q3 corner, or even m3 in case white jumps inside. Black can play the Kosumi, Hane and cut. So this is still fine to stay connected. But it's better to extend all the way to h3 to put pressure on the f3 corner. Now white will usually descend or block the corner at b3, which is a proper defense, and then black can extend back. So this is a way to go on a large scale for the bottom side. And if white ignores this kind of move, let's say white plays some big points in the top, then the push at b3 is quite severe. Because now when white blocks the corner, black can think about d2 and then connect under. Or, oops. This is the actual game. Okay, so like this, like this, like this. In this case, when black plays the d2 move to take out or remove the I shape in the corner, white can think about the Tsuji to resist this kind of e2 bump. Then black will cut, white can go down, and this will lead to a trade. So black can play the Atari, Hane. Now, if the ladder is good, black can resist like this. Let's see how the ladder is working here. Well, this time it's broken. White has a stone at 0.17. So in this case, black has to connect. Now white can capture two stones in the corner, and black can cover and capture the stones on the side. So this kind of trade can happen. But in order to avoid a fight like this, it's proper for white to secure the corner. So back to the game. When black approaches, white will block, and black can also consider Tenuki now. It's already a good exchange to play h3 once. Playing this kind of move, L3, allows a nice extension at j3, and then white can still invade the bottom area at n3. So normally black needs another move. And then it's a bit slow to play two moves instead of one here, because black could play directly m3. Jump it's an option, but I would still go for the top side as black. And now when white invades, black can fight like this. And even if white managed to break the bottom area, the corner is still safe, so nothing to worry about. It's not so urgent to try to build the points around n3 and 4 when there's a lot of open space on the board. So black jumped quite proper, and then white puts pressure. In this case, white should focus in the top side, so it's better to approach from the top and then extend back. So now we have a classic Joseki. Yeah, good idea for white to turn in this case. White is interested in the top side more than the right side, so if black pushes here and then Keima, this doesn't allow gain a lot in the top. Well, normal Joseki would be 2-space jump, then Keima and jump again. Probably white is not going to play the second jump because he already has a stone at R10 and he plays something in the top left. But if white turns here and black extends in the top, white needs another move on the right side, and this feels over concentrated because Q12 it's pretty close to Q15, so it's a cramp formation. Therefore, black should think about pushing R16. So now, if white extends here, then black came in the top and white extends like this. This is again the basic pattern, but black hits center and takes a big point next. So white decided to turn, black extends on the right side, that's a pretty good move. Well, the classic Joseki would be just Kosumi and then white extends in the top. But in this case it's fine to extend R12 or even R13, but R12 is good to prepare the invasion at R8. So when white extends here, black can think about this move, then go down and connect like that. And if white separates with an empty triangle, black can connect the other way. It's also good. And now white is floating. So white jump, but jumping it's actually a bit slow because the top side is more important. So black can invade the top now. Very good. This spot is nice because white gives himself points to extend left and right. So this is Miai for black to fix a base. White attacks from the right side to make his own base. Black approaches the top, very good. Black can also play 3-space jump here. If white invades, jump out, then Keima, cover, and play another move to fix the top. It's also possible to slide and then come back, but when sliding, white can decide to play with fighting spirit and go out, and then exchange the corner for the side. So this Joseki shows more fighting spirit. Anyway, 2-space jump, it's normal. White blocked the corner. That's a fine move, but white can think about C13 instead, and then when black slides, white protects the corner this way, and later white can come back at F18 to capture a stone. But that's just endgame move. So white blocks, black attacks from the left side, that's very good. Well, on the left side, black can also attack only C13, then white plays like this, and jump out. Now, white is supposed to play either b16 or b15 to keep the corner safe, but white got a little more ambitious and invades. Slide is good. Attaching may be a little bit questionable. White can think about playing the clamp, I mean the cut inside, and then the clamp, and now black is forced to go up, and white can block and fix the corner. Then when black jumps out, white can also run out. But playing the attach, this gives black the Hane with fighting spirit. If the cut inside first, when black goes up, white can push, and on the cut, white can turn. And then if this fight happens, black needs to leave in the corner, but then white captures the stones on the outside, which seems like a good trade for white because of the potential in the middle. So this Hane shows fighting spirit. Capturing the corner is very good. But then E18 is no need. The corner is already alive. So right now, black has to reinforce the stones in the top. Either jump out like this, or attach and pull back. This idea of playing the attach and pull back is to force white into a cramp formation in the top, because now this group seems over concentrated. The walls are too close to each other. But playing this kind of attach when no need is going to hurt the G17 stones. And now white's okay to play away. If white plays the Kosumi, black can just block and it's alive, so nothing to worry about. Yeah, white's decision to connect solid is good. So now this feels like a peep at the cutting point if we think about the exchange played later on, but it's just going to hurt g17, so now black is supposed to go up. Then white can connect. Oh wait, instead of cut, no b, then white has to protect and black jumps out again. Well, cut it's a more active play for sure. Now here black can think about Atari, because if white comes out Atari again and capture the stones on the left side, white will capture right away though, then sacrifice the stones on the left side and then attack severe the top. Black went out trying to kill more. This looks like a critical moment of the game. Turning here is going to hurt the top stones, so black should simply jump out, because when white turns like this, black has time to jump here too. White should probably escape on the left side. Turning here, black can just surround everything. Well, white can leave, but it's painful. This kind of life, and then black jumps out from the top. So the turn, it's a little bit questionable. Jumping out is good, but should still play either Ikentobi or attach and pull back. It is said that Ikentobi is really bad, so always trust the one space jump. That's a good proverb to remember and use. Now turn to separate, one space jump here, very good. Now black can also make shape playing this kind of move. And if white peeps to cut at f15, black can connect solid. White still needs to fix the left side with a Keima. Then push, bump, and make some I shape. And after this, black can jump out to put the entire top in danger. Well, white can leave, but it's a little bit painful. Yeah, the group is alive, but it's 2 points in the top, a few points on the left side, and black shapes are pretty good on the outside. So double up. Well, black needed to connect anyway, but playing this Kosumi puts the group one step ahead. Then white is taking the stone to stay alive. It's big to surround the left side, and also generally good, because white has to struggle to make life and then continue attacking the other group. Now instead of this move, black can still think about the attach. If white plays like this and then Hane under, black has a counter attack from the right side taking away the liberties. So if this happens, the 4 stones are separated in the top. If white captures like this, double Atari on the way. So that's a disaster for white. Going out like this, white can go between the groups, between the stones I mean. And then normally here, just pull back, let white go out and escape in the middle. It's difficult to play this jump, must double up. Or play Kosumi. Then when this push happens, the cut doesn't work. Oh wait. Well, it works to capture 1 stone, but again, the group in the top is separated. And it's not so great to play this kind of exchange, because it removes the edge of playing n18. So let's suppose, oh wait, we have this kind of move on the board, then white comes out, and later black can use the Tetsuji of n18. If white separates, black goes up, then cuts, gives up the 2 stones, but plays all the outside moves in center, and then even go down here to reduce the I shape, so white has to run out and survive somehow. That's why playing a move like this, it reduces or removes the RG around n18, so it's an RG cache. Now again, black should pull back here, then when white turns, black comes out between the groups, or turn and then jump. This way black discards m15, but it's still better to keep the top and attack the larger group. Hane, then double up, okay. So white can still cut. There's no way to leave in the top. Black should consider the sacrifice here. Give up the stones, then connect. And then keep chasing the other group. So, cut. This looks like a minus. And white doesn't have to play Atari. White can just Nobi. The group is dead as it stands. Atari here doesn't help much. When black plays this kind of move, white hits the vital point. When black connects here, white hits the other vital point. So either way, black will die in the top. Like this, black can sacrifice and connect back. It's fine just to play p18. So black redeems a little bit of the losses there. Like this even more. Well, this Atari is not really needed. So overall, from all these maneuvers in the top area, white gained by taking 2 stones and another 2 stones and another one here. And white could take even more. And the problem is, black still has this weak group here and the other stones floating. So this should be a good result for white. But playing Atari to capture one more stone, it's really no need. Locally, white can play this move, but it's too small at this stage. So right now, white should think of a way to separate the top groups. For example, Keima here. Then black has to jump out with the top stones, or put pressure on the left side, then one space jump to attack the top on a large scale. So black went out. Instead of pushing in the corner, should block first, either like this. Oh, how is the life in the corner? Yeah, white can leave. Oops, that's a misclick. Yeah, this is alive, but small. Or block this way. Then again, white will survive, but in Gote, and later play b3. b3 is a very good endgame, but right now there are still other important moves. For example, put pressure here, or jump out with the stones in the top. Also, there are some interesting moves to think about the right side. Starting from o6 is an option, and then consider the invasion, but we will get to this r8 shortly. So pushing here, it's a bit too early. White can also push like this, and then leave the position as it is to attack the top group. In fact, before attacking that, should play an exchange on the right side, and then go for the top. So white push like that, turn, okay. Then comes back to make ice, but it's not really needed now. It's enough ice space on the left. So white can play away. Also, putting pressure like this to damage the bottom area, it's quite fine for white. And again, press the right side, then attack the top. If black tries to escape like this, it's not even easy. This group, it's still running in this direction, and it might die big, or even if it escapes, it's going to build almost nothing. So going back here, it's slack. And now the invasion point. S8, it's actually not so great. If black wants to invade the right side, he should still consider r8. Because for white to surround this stone, it's not enough to play Kosumi or Cap. Because in this case, black can go down and then connects under S10 or S6. So white is forced to play a move like q9. But in this case, black can sacrifice very effectively and play all these forcing moves. Now black can just cover because the liberties are 1, 2, 3 against 1, 2, 3. So white needs to play no G, then Hane and Atari from the outside. So this would be a very effective sacrifice. If this happens, black gains a lot in the middle in this area by just giving up 2 stones. So it's a really effective way to play, especially that white was forced to play all these moves inside. So in the end, it's not much to go for 2 stones with so much effort. But playing here, white can attach on top. Then if black connects under, it's not such a big deal. Black needs to come back here or push first and then come back. But in the end, all this maneuver was gote, and then white can reduce more in this area. But the way white played, that was a little bit greedy. So black's move in the game is the peep. But in fact, it's good to go Nobi, then connect under with the attach, because of the Atari from the outside, or Atari directly, then Atari again or connect and push through. And if white connects, then Atari and even go down first and then connect. Now white has to leave, which is painful, then push between the groups. This is a disaster for white, complete collapse. So this peep, probably white hope black will connect. Then when coming back here, if white goes down, black can escape this way. If white covers, black can connect under. The push is also a problem, because black can push all up once, then Atari, connect, and take 1 stone, and connect to the side. So this is already quite successful for black, but not such a disaster for white. So playing like that, black is giving up, is giving white a chance to escape. So white can cut, then Atari, then connect. So if this happens, it's difficult for black now, because black has to go out like this, and the problem is white can still try a net, and this will be a terrible squeeze play. So black keeps running, but in the end, maybe big collapse this time. Everything dies in the middle. But instead, black cut like this instead of going out. But yeah, the move was R8. So black cuts, white goes down. White can actually just capture the stone. And if black plays Atari down, white can cut and fight the ko. But okay, this is fine. Atari and capture. Now black covers. And black should actually cover again. Then Atari 1 more time. This way, black takes cente. And in the end, we can say the invasion succeeded better than expected, and then put pressure here. Playing like this, it's soft. And it's not cente. White can play away now. White could push once to create some cutting points. Then jump in the middle. Or attack the top again. So white push like this. It's fine for black to block. No problem if white Atari is this way. Because in the end, if white plays away, black can Atari from behind again. So those stones are connected. Playing this is painful. Or again, black can go Atari, then Atari, and instead of playing this Atari on 4 stones, just block. And later Atari and so on. But it's strange to play R3 because it's really not a problem if white goes Atari like that. if white keeps pushing here like this or like this, he removes his own liberties, so eventually he still needs to come back and protect everything. So there's nothing to worry for black. Then we have the empty, then play away. Well, capturing one stone is not that urgent. And this is a good move to put pressure on the bottom in order to build a center. And the block is good too. So now when black blocks, white should either turn or Kosumi or cut, and after that connect under. But I guess black is happy with the center. The problem is that at this stage black lost on time. And now if you count the territory, black has something like 10 to 15 points in the top right corner. We can say top left corner is Komi, but this game was played with reverse Komi, so okay, another 5 points here. This group can make like 10 points. And the bottom, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 multiplied by 3, that's 18, 20, 20 plus. So we have 10, 5, 15 plus 15, 30 plus 20, 50 plus Komi, around 55, and some potentially in the middle. We don't know yet how much black can get here, but somewhere between 55 and 60 points for black. And white has 2 captures because he kept capturing stones. Then white killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 2 are in Atari, but we don't know if he can capture or not. So that's 10 points plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. 1, 2, some potential here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, maybe 25. So about 45. Yeah, I think black is about 10-15 points ahead at this stage, but there is still a lot to play. So, and the problem is this group in the middle is quite thin, so white can profit in that fight too. That's why it's hard to say how much black can build in the center, because he needs to fix that weak group too. Anyway, it's a pity the game had to finish abruptly here, but I hope you enjoy the variations.